Hello, Global family, and welcome back to our first episode of the second season of your favorite talk show, Quiet Please. Let's all hope that this season can bring us more competition and goalball activity, which would be an awesome sign that the pandemic days were over. Quiet Please is the only talk show in the world entirely dedicated to goalball, powered by ECA, the European Goalball Clubs Association, where we give voice to the stars of our sport. I am Pedro from Lisbon, and I am the co-hoster of this show along with Vilma from Vilnius. It's a pleasure to be back with you, Vilma.
Hello, Pedro.
Today, we go to the birth nest of democracy, the country that gave us not only good philosophers, but the system that almost every country in the world is ruled by. She's a beautiful young woman playing for the national Greek women team, but also part of Cleo Thessaloniki club. You may already guess who is she, because she's a very active member of the goalball community. Vicky Agoe, thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be with us. And in the next hour, we will be the center of the goalball attention in the world.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody ready for the whistle? Quiet, please. You play, Vilma.
Yes, quiet, please, whistle. So, hello, Vicky. I will start with the question that, to my knowledge, you are the youngest one who tried goalball. That you were 6 years old when you first tried it in Thessaloniki School for Blind. Is it true? And how do you remember that time, the beginning?
Well, yeah, it's true. And to be honest, it's a really memory from the past. Like it's been already 15 years or so. But it was kind of like my coach came in our elementary school, and I mostly remember games like playing out in our yard with the ball, passing the ball to each other, and all this stuff. It was like mainly games for children. But since then, I fell in love, so here I am.
So now it looks like you are a true goalball lover. What do you love about goalball?
Well, I would say I love the sport itself. Like I believe that the sport itself is magical. It's competitive. Like it gives me what exactly I need. But I love the global family for sure. The and everything it's giving me, like the independence, the opportunities I had, experiences, traveling, friends, people around me. So I would say almost everything.
Okay, so I know that you were going to have a Global National Championships in Greece at the end of October. Finally, you are one of the few countries who has these plans. How are you preparing for it?
Well, to be honest, and fully honest, it's not like a full season for us, honestly. The championship is still actually pending. Like there is a possibility of canceling. So it was definitely more of a like going back to the global spirit and not so much of the competitive side of the sport. So I wouldn't say that the teams are fully prepared. It's more of like friendly meeting to me, at least.
How did you spend this year?
It was a crazy year, to be honest. So I was a lot at home, mainly honestly trying to learn new things and trying to spend my time as actively as I could, although inside my house.
Your coach says about you, she's very smart and motivates her teammates to get more involved in goalball. I would love to hear that from from my coach actually. Um, Tell us about the role of leadership that take you to yourself.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a role of leadership. Like I'm not the leader for sure, but I really love my sport. And to be honest, it's a team sport. So if I don't have teammates or teammates that are not that passionate as I am, I won't be able to play. So that's a huge part. And I want to have I believe that everyone has the potential to be better. and all of us need a little extra push. So I'm willing to give that for anyone. So
Yeah, it looks like you have this special relationship with your coach, which is a very famous person in Global. Yeah, many. Can you tell us about it? About this relationship between you and the coach?
Well, I would say it's like it has its ups and downs. Like I know her since I was a baby, like I was 6 years old. So she's kind of my second mom, I'd say. Like honestly, we are friends. We would talk about pretty much anything, and our conversations are honestly like maybe the weirdest sometimes. But she's my coach when we're in the court. So like I know that I have to respect her opinion, and even if I don't like it sometimes, and I know that my place when I'm in the court is to listen to her and act. So it's a lot more than coaching and like an athlete, but yeah, it's honestly a lot.
So, for example, what kind of advices have you got from her that you can share with us?
Well, in global, I'm not gonna share.
Commercial secret.
But it would definitely be to be accepting of everyone, I would say, because like the global family, like especially our team, it's like a huge, we have people from different like backgrounds or like ages or all of that. It's being accepting and trying to understand each other.
Nice. You have been member of both national team and club teams. Can you compare the situation that it's different between the two realities, I think? What do you get more from and what you can learn from this different experience?
Well, I've traveled a lot with both, and that's a fact that I love, and that's again thanks to my coach, because like my coach happens to be the same one that coaches me in my club as well. So I would travel a lot with my club, and I would say that what I get from those tournaments and the training with my club is more of a time to experiment, try new things, and actually have fun in global, and like get that more fun part of it. And what I get in the national team is like the serious part of the sport. You're an athlete, you're here for a reason and a goal. And I love both of them. Like I love going to a tournament knowing that I'm here to win. And I love going to a tournament knowing that, I'm here to, get better and have fun, meet people, travel and all of it. So I love both parts.
So it is possible to combine the high performance demands of the sport and to have fun.
To me it is. I mean, if you can't do that, I wouldn't do it. Like to me it's fun and I like doing it. So if I didn't like it, I don't think I would stay.
Yes, I think it's the same for everybody. Well, and I noticed that you mix a lot internationally, that you have played like for other teams, or you invite foreign members to your team. What does it give?
So I would say that we love like meeting new people, and to me it's extremely fun when like we get to know each other. It's extremely interesting to play with people from different countries because honestly like anything like you can learn, you can have fun and make new friends of course, and but the learning part I think is the biggest. Like we definitely learn from each other. Everyone has different experiences, different coaches, training styles, uh, stats in the game. So that's the biggest part and the most important to say.
Okay, can you give us some examples like that you trained or competed together in one team with some foreign global players? What surprised you maybe, or what have you learned?
Or for example, let me just add this. Sorry, Vilma. For example, did you feel any difference between the goalball that's practiced in Greece, for example, or any other country, foreign country, with the players that you played with?
Yes, I've played with players that were more of like mm, I wouldn't say individuals, but more of a like independent in their game, like not so much according to their coaches, which is not a bad thing. But I'm used to a different, style. I'm used to like following step by step what my coach says. So that's a different thing for me. And then like there are the like fully practical things as like where you defend or the throwing style or stuff like that, like how we actually count the how we measure the the court and things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I noticed last time you played. Well, I saw you playing that you counted your steps on court in order to put the ball right in front the high ball line. So do you experiment a lot? Like you try one thing in one tournament and then another thing in another tournament?
Especially lately with my throwing. Like I used to be a still I'm a center player mainly. Like I played like for most of the teams I've played and for the national team on the center. And like the last year I would say a little bit more, I guess. We're kind of trying to change or like develop my throwing as well, so I can do both mainly better, I guess. So last year definitely wasn't more experimental, season for me because I've tried. I kind of went more to being a thrower than a like defender. So it was definitely I'm not there yet, so I still have a long way ahead of me.
Yeah, that was what I was about to ask. I mean, it was difficult to adapt to another position. I mean, if you were used to play almost in the center, how does it feel to play in the side?
Yeah, that's a huge sorry. I hated being on the center. I hated it.
Really?
Yes, I would beg my coach not to play in the center, and she'd be like, "Nope." And then, but that was mainly because I felt the pressure of being the only center, kind of. And I was like, "Oh, if you do something wrong, the team's like not going to do well." But lately, I like it, and I like my goal is to force my coach, kind of, to make her believe in me and like make her, you know, I don't care. I like being the center now, but I want to be a thrower too. So I want to force her to give me more shots during the game, which means I'll have to be better in order to do that.
How do you train in order to be the better thrower?
Well, you don't want to know how I train now because
now I think we want.
yeah. Okay. Honestly, like lately, I don't do much, and I'm not proud of it, but to be honest, like that's how life is, so it's okay. I work a lot with like at home, like lately, especially because all of like the gyms and all stuff are closed, or either the situation is not easy to actually train in facilities. And to be honest, we didn't have practices in the court either until very like recently. So I didn't have the motivation. I was kind of like down and I didn't really care to do much. So I would mainly train at home and yeah, mainly like things you can do at home with your own like body weight. I love those exercises.
Oh, but now I would like to quote now what you once wrote about your guide dog, I think, that patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting.
That's true.
It's your quote. But now you sound like you were upset and down during this period.
Yeah,
but
so maybe
how?
I should learn from him.
Okay.
So you've been already in the center. You've been on the side already. You are sharpening your throwing movements. What is your ambition? What is your new big goal in goalball?
Well, to be a center that's a thrower as well. Like I want to be the best center and the best thrower.
Okay. When are you going to reach this goal?
I'm not going to answer that because generally I set goals and I tell them to people and then I don't do it and they're like, you said that last year too. And then I'm going to be first and I'll be like, I've done it.
But in goal setting theory, it's very important to know the date.
Yeah,
when
I
you
will
are
let you know
not.
after I reach my point.
Okay. So Vicky,
Mhm.
what can we do? What can be done for women's goalball?
True. That's a good question. Oh, well, it's a difference. Like here in Greece, like that's a huge topic. Honestly, like we don't have women to play goalball. Um, and that's sad because like you have a team where you're kind of limited to a certain extent because you don't have young players to come after you or play with you right now. Um, so like I'm pretty sure like publicity will help, especially in my country. Like nobody knows goalball. Honestly, we have like it's crazy. Like I mentioned, I play goalball, and they're like, "Oh, what is that?" And so publicity will help for sure, and organize more events to actually make people like goalball and convince parents to get their children to be involved with the sport.
Goalball in Greece is not very developed and publicized.
No, it's not really. Like other than the people that are involved with the sport, there are very few people that know what the sport is. So
Cool.
Mhm. Well, coming back to this topic about sometimes being upset and feeling down. Well, in general, you look so like optimistic person. You speak fast. You move fast. Like you are so joyful and social. But have you ever had like really hard periods in goalball, or maybe some events in goalball that made you sad?
a lot of them, I would say.
A lot.
Yes.
What, in every tournament? No.
Not in every tournament, but to me, the worst moments is when I feel that there is a problem in my team. Like when I feel that the connection is not there. So there are these moments that will get me upset. You know, when there is a negative comment during a game, for example, that really put me down. Like I get very upset with things like that to a point where I will start crying during the game, which is not good. I think a very hard period of like of my like playing career, I'd say it was like 2017, the Europeans. Although we did really good, I didn't expect that. I wasn't in my best. I honestly felt like I didn't do enough for the team, so that really like hit me bad. But yeah, that's over, so it's okay. Yeah.
Have you ever worked with a sports psychologist?
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I asked players in Lithuania, but it's not popular yet.
Yes, it's not popular here either.
Okay.
I wish we had the chance to, but like, yeah, it's not.
Mhm. Imagine another player, you see another player who is upset, maybe from your team or from other team, foreign team. What encouraging words would you come and say to that person?
Oh, I don't talk in these situations like that. Honestly, because
Mhm.
like judging from my own personal like experiences, when I'm upset, I usually don't want anyone to talk to me. I just need my time to like go back to like being controlled and like um being control of the situation, and then like I'm okay to talk about anything. But right in the moment, I'm like, just leave your moment. You know, it's okay. Like sometimes you're upset, and then it's your feelings. That's okay. Everyone, you know, has their ups and downs.
The needs for space, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, tell us something interesting about Manny. We've known her for so many years now.
Interesting. I don't know if you. She's a very interesting person. She's extremely passionate about global, like super passionate, and I love that. Like honestly, she's driving us like 20 hours of a like to go to a tournament for 2 days. Like it's crazy how passionate she is. So that's extremely. And she's very like she forgets easily.
Forget this. Oh, good.
She will kill me when she hears that. Yeah.
Okay, you know, both your team's coach and assistant coach sometimes makes comments in a wrong time during the game and gets illegal coaching penalties,
Yeah.
sometimes even two. in a row. So how do you as a player feel at that moment when coach causes you a penalty?
Oof, that's a very hard moment, and I remember a very important game right now, which that happened, and it was, oh God, I was extremely stressful. Um, well, right in the moment, I'm very upset and angry, right? Because like especially when it's a game that I'm doing good, or it's like oh, I don't know, 4-3, and it's like the semifinals, and then yeah, it's hard. So in the moment I'm angry, honestly, and I'm like, I've tried so hard to do good, and then you come and talk, like, do this. But after you realize there are people like the same way I do mistakes, they do too. So it's okay. As soon as we win in the end, because if we don't, then
Okay. So you also forget easily, yeah?
I definitely do. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So Vicky, tell us about a little bit about your teams, your trainings. How do you challenge each other with the girls?
So with our national team, we meet like a few times a year, depending on our schedule and how the team's calendar is for that year. And it could either be like a weekend or like 5 days in the row or more. It depends, really. Which is honestly, that's a hard thing to have in my team again, because honestly, like most of the girls have a life when I'm like at the work or they're in school, which is honestly very hard to combine. Like none of us lives from goalball. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own job, so it's really hard to combine our times and to be actually there. So our trainings are with the national team are, oh gosh, are exhausting. Like many we will play like for 6 hours in the like 35 degrees, 40 degrees during the summer. It's crazy because first of all big tournaments are like September, October, which means summer should be training season, and Greece and summer are not a good combination for like training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too hot, yes?
Yeah.
What temperature do you like?
I like now fall. I like to be cold. I like sweaters, So
What is cold for a Greek?
Yeah.
yeah, okay. No, I don't like minus like 15. That's crazy.
So what temperature do you have now?
I think it should be around like 17, 18 right now, which is perfect.
Okay, which is cold, you think? Okay.
You make me feel bad.
No, it's normal summer day for me in Lithuania.
Yeah, no. Our summer was like 35, 37. It was crazy. I don't like summers. So like this is a perfect season. You can do everything. It doesn't stop you from, doing whatever you want, but still it's not too hot.
Yeah, okay. That's why you fit in well in the north, and that's why you love coming to Malmö, to Sweden, yeah?
except on winter, of course.
We always go
Very-
winter. So it's a annual like event. So we always are there, always.
It is. It's true. Thank you, Vicky. We are just ending the first part of our talk show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to the second part of this talk show with Vicky Agoe from the Greek national team and Cleo Thessalonic. Vilma, what about this part?
Oh, well, for me, Greece is a place of holidays, and it's really hard to imagine how people can work or study there. Tell us about your daily life. Do you actually study, work, not just have holidays like we think?
Well, I'm not a holiday person, to be honest. I don't like to have free days. I can because I end up being all day in bed and it's not fun. So
That is why it was so hard for us to agree this time to record the talk show, because you are very busy. Yeah? So tell us about your daily life.
So lately, like I usually always say yes to 10,000 things, and I end up not being able to actually attend all of them. But yeah, I'm like my life's extremely busy. Like I'm involved with several like things. Lately I'm work. I'm doing an internship in the city hall of our city, of Thessaloniki. I'll be done.
What do you do there
It's
in
not.
this city
I'm,
hall?
I'm in a call center.
In
It's
a
not.
call center. Okay. So you answer the questions to the tourists or what? Or to the local
Pretty much
people?
anything, like crazy, crazy, crazy
Oh,
questions.
really? So can we call you and ask something about Thessaloniki?
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's like my mornings every day. And then I have university now. Like we started. It's online so far, so it's kind of easier to attend because I can attend it from work, from anywhere. I don't have to go there actually. So,
So
but
what do you study? What do you study, Vicky?
I'm educational and social policies, which is actually like special education.
Ooh, awesome.
Yes. And then I'm involved with like I volunteer for an organization, so it takes me like much of my time as well. And I am involved with our like youth department of the local organization for the blind as well.
Hmm.
Um,
What do you do there?
I'm responsible for accessibility issues, so mainly we have a committee, let's say, for the youth department. And
Mhm.
we do pretty much everything. Like we organize events or contact the people that are, our youth, and actually try to figure out what the issues are, and then communicate them to either the organization above us or the parties that are actually like interested to like. For example, we would talk to the like let's say bus organization to find how we can make it like more accessible and easier for blind people or things like that. So we're pretty much involved with everything that relates to our members.
How is the reality in Thessalonica for blind people? Is it a friendly city?
Well, compared to the rest of Greece, it would be more friendly than other places, but compared to other countries, some of them at least, no, it's really not. Like, disability is not like very visible, and like most of people are not like familiar with disabled people. So that's a huge part to me. That's the biggest part. But the facilities there itself, they are not honestly like accessible. Streets, like sidewalks, parking cars, like all of them, like no, they're not accessible. You have to be highly skilled and trained to actually be able to be fully independent.
Mhm.
Do
But
people in
you walk around with your guide dog, Roxy, yeah? A lovely guide dog. So do you actually then feel all right, like meaning this accessibility or
I do much better than I used to be with my cane, because I don't actually come across the problem because my dog, avoids it for me. So that's a huge part. But still, you have the guide dog thing. It's a new thing for Greece. Like we're around 15, maybe a little bit more guide dogs in the whole country. So people
Mhm.
don't know about guide dogs. I have to educate. You have to be patient. You talk to everyone. You have to explain to places that you can go in and you're allowed to. You have your right to be in there.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to argue, but yeah. So it's easy when it comes to like physically, like, but it's kind of more hard because you honestly have to work on like how to present your dog and explain to people.
So does it actually bring result, this volunteer work that you do, explaining to companies and kind of fighting for to have better accessibility?
It does, but really, it's like they're slow. People, they will tell you, yeah, yeah, we will work on that, but in the end, and they don't want to listen. Like a lot of people have this thing where they think they know better than you, so they will do half of the work, and then it's the same. So It really needs patience.
Okay. Well, another topic about Greece. When I was there in Thessaloniki in your tournament, I met a referee, Leia and Despina and Coach Manny and other great people in Greek goalball. And some of them took me, like, of course, to try Greek meals. Oh, okay. Tell us about this part. You said you haven't been training a lot now recently, so what were you eating?
I'm
Tell
eating
us.
pretty much everything.
What?
I'm eating pretty much everything. I'm so big on Greek fast food. Like, oh God. I live alone.
What is Greek fast food?
Like gyros and souvlaki and oh my gosh, pork meat mainly.
Okay.
So, like I live alone and I'm really lazy to cook. So really easy to just order and have your food delivered, and that's what I do most of the times, which is not very athletic, I know, but
Yeah, it doesn't sound very athletic. Or maybe it's a relief for many people to hear that.
yeah, I hope so. I'm putting myself out there now, so yeah. So I different like I have my phases, to be honest. Like half of the year I'm usually vegetarian, and then I'm like, oh, I can't do it anymore, so I go back to eating meat. But now I eat meat, so I'm not there yet.
Vicky, I'm going to make you a little provocation about the gyros, the pork
Yeah.
meat that you use for the fast food. Actually, it's funny because you are always, I mean, not against the Turkish people, but in terms of food, there are so similarities because they have dona, which is almost the same thing as gyros, no?
Yes, it is. I've never tried it, but I think it's the same thing, just with lamb or something like that. It's just a different meat, but the same thing. Yeah. We have a lot of common foods, like a lot desserts, or honestly, like our food. It's like pretty similar, and I like that. And to be honest, like the nationalities both are similar to a lot of ways. Like I like
It
to
is,
say
it is, it is.
Greece is like always in like in the middle of Europe and East, so we're kind of combining a lot of elements. And if you ask me, good elements of both. So I like that about Greece.
It's true.
Oh, okay, well, I love this conversation with you because you reveal quite many of your flaws, maybe, because very often we think that athletes are like Iron Men and Iron Women, but you show that you're a common woman. Okay, that's very nice to hear. So, but you travel a lot. So, what about the food in other countries for you? Where did you like the fast food best? Which country?
If you ask, like honestly, like I go to Sweden and I eat all day, like Burger Kings. We don't have Burger Kings in Greece, so honestly, that I'm not so much into trying different foods, to be honest. So I usually would go for the safe option. It's not. I usually like most of the things, but I'm like I'm comfortable, so let's eat what I already know I like. Yeah.
We hear a lot about Greek hospitality. Oh, tell to the world what it is.
About Greek. Well, it's obvious. Like we have invited 10,000 nationalities to our team. Like we've played with so many players. So I think like it's obvious we like to host people, and we are open. Like we organize trainings. We like always with other teams, countries. We're so involved and communicate. I think like Greece, like it's obvious that we usually are very communicated. Okay, my English is not good. Like we're like so big on communication and getting to know others. Um, so I think it's obvious.
Okay, so if anybody writes to you, hello, I would like to come and have training in Greece, so that
We're
would be okay.
definitely open. We love that. Yeah.
Okay, the unique thing that I saw when I was in global tournament in Greece, there were spectators who were smoking at the same time while watching golf.
I'd like to make clear I wasn't in that tournament.
Yeah. Is it something very Greek?
Yeah, to be honest, like that's a part I'm not very proud of. Like Greeks, it's smoking. Honestly, and their habits of like not caring of the like the rest of the people that don't smoke. So yeah, like yeah, smoking is a huge problem in Greece. Now we're getting better though. We're getting better, but still, it's honestly it's a huge problem, and I hate smoking. It really bothers me. So but I wasn't in that tournament. It wasn't organized by my team, so I want to make clear that.
Yes. So I was watching like many and other people, and I thought, oh my God, how does she survive it? Like in Sweden or other tournaments where you are not allowed to smoke, but there you just smoke and watch goalball. That was very
Manny wasn't smoking for the last year, the whole year, though. I like to say that.
okay. We'll interview her one day as well. And would you ever consider to live in another country?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't see myself being forever in Greece. I want to finish my university and then probably go for my master somewhere North Europe, I'm guessing. I hope.
Mm.
But you don't know until then, honestly. But yeah, I don't feel like I'll I want to be here forever.
So where do you want to go? Do you have a country where do you like to be? Like, oh, I would love to go there.
So I don't know, I like to try things, but sure, like I want to try like when it comes to school, because I want first to go for school. It'd be somewhere I know that they can provide for me what I need. So it's
Mhm.
not just about me liking the country and the place. It's more of a, like knowing that I can like fully like I can fully like access the place, and my potential there would be like in a place that can provide honestly whatever I need.
Mhm.
Because when you're blind, you need that. Like you need to be dependent. You need someone that will fully support you, and yeah, that's not easy to find in a lot of places.
But
So
I'm sure that you already talked about with somebody about where is more friendly to be for a blind person.
I would
Do you
say
have any idea of
I would
which
say North
country?
Europe,
Europe?
like Scandinavia, yeah, somewhere.
Okay.
From my experience, I don't know yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have quite some advantage in the social culture for supporting the disabled people. That is true.
Education and like the whole like facilities are more accessible for sure. So I feel like it'd be easier.
Mhm. So who is your contact person in Sweden?
I don't have.
Hmm?
Okay, no, I don't have anyone.
Okay. You will reveal us
I didn't say Sweden.
later.
I didn't say Sweden.
Oh, okay, you didn't say Sweden.
I
Sorry.
said Scandinavia. So
Okay, maybe you will start goalball in Norway because I think there is.
yeah, to be honest, one of the like requirements for me is to go to a country that I can play goalball as well. So
Yeah.
maybe Sweden would be a choice.
Yeah.
or maybe Finland.
Yeah, Finland. You never know. Yeah.
Or Denmark. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And tell us about your dog. You have a lovely black guide dog, Roxy. Tell us everything you want to share about.
Well, he's sleeping right now. That's what he does most of the time. But it's good. Like we match on that. I sleep a lot too. So he's he's really what I need for a dog. Like he's playful with he knows he can be playful. He's quiet and like just in his corner sleeping, not bothering anyone when he needs to. So he's full like adapting to every situation.
Mhm.
And he's used to traveling a lot, so that's a huge part. Like our trip, the first trip we had together was a nightmare. Like I would honestly wanted to start crying in the airplane because he freaked out.
To
um,
where? To where? Sorry, I wouldn't.
it was Sweden, and
Oh,
we were
Sweden. Yeah.
yeah, it was our first trip together, and he was freaking out. And I didn't know what to do with him. I was new. Honestly, I didn't have much experience from dogs. I really wanted to cry right there. Like, I need someone to take the dog away and do something. But now he traveled like all the way from USA to here, like 12 hours without waking up a single second.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
And without pills, or you give him pills?
Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, it just
it's amazing. Does he have a passport too?
Yes, he does.
Cool.
So how many countries has your dog visited?
Who would be? Oh, let me think. Oh gosh, that's a hard question. 5 or 6, I believe, so far.
Yeah, how many countries have you visited?
Oh, that's a lot. Maybe around 18, 19, I believe, 20 the most, I think.
Okay.
That's good. You have also lived in Athens, in the capital, no?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry, but you know Athens, right?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel about the difference between the two cities? Can you tell us more about that?
Thessaloniki is much better. It's okay. Athens is a crazy, like, it's a huge, to me at least, to my standards, it's a huge city. Like, life is extremely fast. Everyone is like rushing to go somewhere. Like, access is not easy. It's worse than Thessaloniki when it comes to accessibility. So, like, in Thessaloniki, we're more laid back, I would say. So we we take our time, take it easy. So that's more of a lifestyle I enjoy. And the fact that in Thessaloniki, I can pretty much go to every part of the city in like the most an hour, like from one corner to the other. It's a plus for me because that means I can go anywhere, anytime. Where in Athens, the traffic, it's crazy, huge city. So I wouldn't want to live in Athens.
Okay, but do you think that Greek players are more laid off in goalball as well?
No, but I would say that our reality is different. Like, it might seem like that to others, but usually you would see like teams that are like super high in the rankings. They live, for goalball and from goalball. Like, probably they don't have a second work, or if it's a part-time job. You know what I mean? They have the like more support, which we can't do that. Like me, I have this crazy schedule, and on top of that, I have to train, practice. So, and I'm not the only one. Other people have to work to actually live, and on top of that, practice. So it's not easy, and we don't have the facilities as well to support the whole like team, and so it's so much on personal effort more than anything.
Do you usually train in the morning or in the beginning of the day or at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, which is not good.
Yeah, you're already tired from work and everything, yeah?
But is it like volunteering goalball, or still you get some scholarships or some sponsorship?
Well, no, we don't. We like, it's a fully like more of a hobby thing. Like, you like it and you do it. You don't expect to actually get something back.
Really? Well, then I'm sure that many people, or even maybe your parents, ask you, so why do you do this?
Exactly. My parents are like, oh, are you too tired already? Like, you give more than you take. Like, honestly, like, I spend so much money on goalball, like so much money on goalball that I take back. So, but yeah, I love it. So
it's good.
Yeah, that is what hobby is, that you are ready to pay for it in order to be able to do it. Okay.
So thank you so much for this second part. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the third and the last part. And welcome back to our last part of this Quiet Please talk show. Today with Vicky Agoe from National Greek team and Cleo Thessalonic. Vilma, what can we say about this one?
Oh, yes, now Vicky, I really love your English. It sounds like American English to me, or it sounds like you studied somewhere in English speaking country. Tell us about why you are so good in it.
So I like languages. I wouldn't say I'm English American. I'm pretty sure Americans wouldn't say that. So like I've heard everything like, from Russian to Australian to honestly like, but I like languages a lot and I like accents. Honestly, I love accents. So and to me it's like very it's more natural to try to be closer to the to the language and the way people speak than speak like British.
Okay.
Well, like so that's on that.
How
So you
many
like
languages do you speak?
I don't speak a lot. I speak like Greek, Albanian because I'm originally from Albania, which is honestly my Albanian is worse than English, and then English. And then I'm trying to learn on my own Spanish. Portuguese people, if you know, don't ask me to say anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
At least one small hola.
What? Hola, I can say hola. I can say hola.
No, hola, it's like hello,
Yeah, I can say that. It's easy. I can order
Yeah.
food. I can, I can put like I can do a few things.
Actually, just one curiosity. Do you also have accents in Greek?
We do in most of the cities, like big cities. There are
Mhm.
not huge differences like between Thessaloniki and Athens. There's a standard talking, which is kind of more sometimes a little bit differences.
Mhm.
So mainly we speak with that, but there is like we here in the north have a heavier accent usually, not all of us. Um, but yeah, we have, but mainly most of us like if you're away from your village or place, you slowly just go to the standard one.
Okay. So another topic. I know that you walk around with music in your ears.
You know that.
Uh-huh. Yep. What music do you listen? What do you like most?
Oh, everything. Honestly, I listen from like alternative depressing music to punk to commercial to Greek. I don't know. Honestly, everything. I listen a lot to Spanish music.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can you sing also?
I like to sing, but I'm not the best. So
Okay, so can you sing us something that stuck to you today? Some
no.
kind of song?
No.
You're more like singing in the shower, right?
Well, I have sung like in several like when I was at school, I was singing at festivals. I was involved in different projects, but I'm shy to be honest. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We had Erki Minala on this talk show. He's a drummer.
Yes, I know. I've heard his music. It's
Really. I
yes,
mean,
Do you like Minala's music?
yes, I do.
Ooh.
I see you together. Let's have some geek up to some tournament, maybe Super League tournament or.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but look, in the beginning, I thought that you studied Balkan, Slavic, and
Yeah.
Oriental studies. Is
So
it true?
that is true. Yeah, because I transferred schools. I studied for 3 years. I wasn't very active into that because at the same time I was doing another course. It was like a full season for global, like the IPSA games and then the Europeans. So I kind of left that behind. And then I realized that this school I'm in now it's closer to what I probably want to do in the future. But I really liked that school too because I like languages, history, politics and all that stuff. But it's my first year on this school now.
Okay. And now we talked about music, and you are a dancer too, no?
I would say I'm a dancer, but a dance, yes. I have tried several things, like
What have you tried?
from Oriental, like belly dancing, to Greek folk.
Really? Can you do belly dancing?
A little bit. I'm not that good.
Really? Oh,
And then my favorite one, and I think the one I'm better at, it's like Cuban dances, like salsa, stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
okay. So do you do it on regular basis or?
last year, no, unfortunately, but before that, yeah, I would like every year I would do something like regarding dancing. But
Okay.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking to start something again.
So if there is some farewell party, you would dance with some
If I'm
Brazilian players or
yeah, if I'm drunk, yes.
oh, if you're okay. How is your like drinking rules when you are in goalball?
I'm allowed where when I'm in Global.
Yeah.
Oh, as soon as I don't have a game tomorrow, like it's fine. If it's after the tournament, we drink. That's okay. But of course not during the tournament. We're serious athletes.
Okay. And what is your favorite warm-up music?
I'm so weird on that because I prefer to listen to quiet and calm music, like
Classic.
no classic, no, like my depressing music.
Ah.
Like,
So
yeah.
name something. Like what do you like for warm-up? Some
Uh,
songs or
It really depends on my mood
yeah.
so much because music is like so much like random. My playlists are very
Yeah.
random.
So yesterday, like you had training this week, or what were you listening to?
Okay, okay. There is this like let me see. This group like it's called the Mountains of the Moon.
Mountains of the Moon?
Yes. And so I've really listened to them lately, and that's pretty much what I listen to every day last days. Like,
Nice.
Okay. So for you, does it go together well? For example, playing goalball in competition during the day, then dancing all evening, and then next morning goalball again?
well, no, you should be no global next morning because no, no, like we never do that. Like honestly, I know like I'm for a reason there. It's good to have fun, of course, but after after I'm done with the tournament, like otherwise, I'm there for a reason. It's okay to have fun, but
Yeah. So what else what does it mean for you to have fun? What else is having fun for you?
meeting people a lot. Like I like meeting people from, especially when it's from different countries. Honestly, like that's very interesting to me. So that's fun. Trying new things, that's extremely fun. I honestly say yes to everything someone has to suggest. So, like to me, like doing something that I've never done before, even if it's the weirdest thing, I will do it. So that's extremely like a huge part of how I have fun.
So name something. What was the last thing that you've learned? Something new?
Like last year, I went climbing and I liked it. Wrong climbing. Or I haven't tried like yoga like until like lately. So yoga was another thing. Or okay, that's kind of weird, but pole dancing. I'm trying to do that.
Pole dancing? Okay.
Gosh, okay. Maybe people should know watch that.
We will put it on in a trailer for this talk show. Pole dancing, Vicky Agoe. Okay.
So, in one masterclass organized by Agoe, a goalball player from United States, Tyron Marin, talked about a lot about adaptability.
Yes.
That despite you have no vision, it's important for people to learn things and to be adaptable.
Yeah.
You look very comfortable in life. How do you feel this adaptability comes from you? How do you develop your adaptability?
Well, I believe that if you really want to do things, especially as a visually impaired, you have to adapt. Like it's not a choice. And usually, situation in my case, at least, situation forced me to adapt and to like try find new ways to do things. So sometimes it upsets me the fact that I have to try extra for something that someone else next to me can do it pretty easily, and it's a normal thing for them. And that's one of the things I really want to change. Like, if I had to change a thing, it would be like this, to have the same access to everything without my extra effort, because that's, especially lately, that's something that really, really bothers me. But whether I like it or not, things are like that, so I have to find my way around it. And it's pretty much adapting every day in every situation, especially when you're in environments where they are not familiar. So
Well, I bet that you hear sometimes about yourself that, oh, she is such a beautiful young woman, and what a pity that she cannot see. What does it actually mean to you that you have no vision?
okay, so I actually heard this comment today.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
I was in the supermarket, and there is this like old lady saw my dog, and she didn't know it was a guide dog. And she asked the people there that were working, like, why is the dog in here? And they said, like, oh, she's blind, it's her guide dog. And then she's like, ooh, poor lady, she's like so tall and beautiful, like, you know and I'm like, okay, I usually ignore these comments. I don't care. Like, and like, it's a good thing they think I'm beautiful. So
so you got mixed feelings, right?
yeah, like, okay, I get upset. People try to be nice sometimes. They actually are not that nice in the end. And I lately realized that even if they do it out of a good place, I'm not here to accept everyone's ignorance. So honestly, if I don't like someone, even if you're trying to do it out of your good heart, maybe you should learn that it's not that good to do it. So I usually speak up or completely ignore them. Like, but I definitely don't like it.
okay. Now I have a girlish question to you. So, yeah, you look so stylish always, like, and you have piercing, yeah, on your lip, and maybe you have this gothic style, like black nails or black clothes. Not necessarily, but you always look in style. So tell us about that. But
Well, I don't. I like piercings. Yeah, that's true. I have a lot, I would say.
really, where do you have piercing? How many?
Well, I have a like nose and lip that I had for a while, and I have another two. I have one on my ear, like high here. I don't know if you can see it. And then I
Okay.
have like this is a new one, and then I had one on my belly button.
Okay.
That's a new one too. But yeah, like things. I'm very interested in fashion, and I would say, yeah, darker fashion too. True. Like, I really like black, and I kind of feel like it kind of like express myself through what I create the image I want to give out to people.
Mhm.
Um, and especially because especially when regarding like the previous topic, like, now that I'm blind, I understand that that's like the fact that I care about my appearance is really good thing when it comes to relationships with people that don't know anything about blindness. Like, they kind of feel that I am more quote unquote normal when because I care about myself, I have piercing, so they're like, oh, she's a regular girl, she's not, it helps.
Mhm. Do you keep all the piercing when you play goalball? Or
When I train, yes. But I'm not allowed to do that during the tournament, so I took them off. But when I in the training, so yeah, I don't mind.
Mhm. How do you go shopping, for example? Do you have some friend that you share similar
I
taste or what?
I do both. Like, I have one or two friends that I really trust. We don't share similar taste, but
Mhm.
I know that they are very like they know what I like. So they will not judge based on their likings, but based on what it would work for me. So I
Mhm.
trust them on that. But I would go on my own as well. Like, if I have someone that will be like there to provide the description of me, for me, colors and stuff like that, I kind of can do it on my own too, and I do it.
Mhm. Okay. And in the very beginning, you talked why you like goalball, that it's a competitive sport. So are you a competitive person in everything you do?
I'm not. I wish I was. I wish I was, because the fact that I'm not, it holds me back. Um, I don't have this, "Ooh, she's better than me. I want to be better." So,
Mhm.
and sometimes that holds me back. I don't have a motivation to work to be better. So I'm really not.
But what turns you on still to compete?
It's just the fact that I like the sport and I like being good in what I do. So if I'm there and I help my team and I know that I've done good for them and done what I had to do, that's enough for me. I don't care to be better or to be, the star of the team, or I just want to do the best I can, and that's all.
Okay. Well, let's say we believe that every individual can change the world. What would you like to change?
Awareness, like I'd like every people, and empathy. Like that's two things that I'd like to actually spread and like learn people to have. Like if you can put yourself into others' shoes and understand what they're going through, and at the same time like work on yourself to be better and not judge others. Like if I'm good enough, that's okay. Others will as well in some point. So do your best, and then just be empathetic. Like say
Hmm, I'll start crying now.
It's
no.
an it's the perfect image to end this program. Vicky, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and actually being here with us. I wish you all the best for your life and for your sports life, of course. And Vilma, you want to say something before we go?
Yes, I just want to thank you very much. I like that it was a very cozy and open interview. I like to hear a lot of things that you have, like that you are a common girl. I like that very much, though you look so very strong and cool on court.
Honestly, thank you so much for having me. I hope I wasn't too honest. I don't know.
No, no, no. We love honesty. Actually, it was perfect on that sense.
Okay.
So thank you so much once again, Vicky. We will be back on for the second episode of this second season, and we can announce already that our next invited is the national head coach from Brazil, Alexandre Tossim. Will be our next guest here in the program. Once again, thank you so much, Vicky. Vilma from Vilnius, thank you so much to you too, my co-host, our hosting the program, and we will be back on the next episode. Thank you so much for following us.